Hey, Snackers, this is Kareem Iskander.
Hey everyone, Matt DeNapoli here.
Welcome to episode 203 of Snack Minute.
This week we're actually joined by a previous guest who hasn't been here for a few years, so we're really excited to have her back. For our snackers that have been with us the whole time, Akhila came and talked to us about intro to Python and showed us some cool stuff she was working on then.
That was a long time ago, too.
It was a long time ago, yeah. But now she's back, and she's going to be talking about a really exciting thing that we've talked about a couple of times, and that's the rebrand of the DevNet certifications. Specifically, we're going to look at CCIE, but I think we might tap into a couple of the other on the associate and professional level too. But for the new snackers, Akhila, please introduce yourself, and then we'll jump right into it.
Sure. Hey, snackers. It's great to be back. Hi, Matt, and hi, Kareem. It's great to be back on your Snack Minute. Congratulations on your 200 episodes, I heard. So last time I was here a couple of years ago, I don't even remember the year, but I was here as a software engineer. I was demoing some Python stuff. But I'm back on your Snack Minute with a new title, with a new role and new responsibilities. I am now the program manager for the CCIE Automation program, and I'm basically responsible for anything CCIE automation related, the blueprint, the content, the questions, the forms, anything that you think about CCIE automation is related to, I am responsible for it. So,
And that used to be called the DevNet Expert, right?
yes, I missed the whole point. So, yes, so it used to be called DevNet Expert. So this exam has been here since about 2022. It's always been there, but it was known as the DevNet Expert exam. But now we kind of rebranded it and brought this automation focused exam under the CCIE tree. That's basically the only major change that has been done to this exam, apart from a minor change that we're doing to the equipment and the software list. So we're upgrading the candidate workstation to a newer version, and the technologies and the softwares that are inside the candidate workstation are also being upgraded to newer versions to reflect the latest technology.
So, given that there's an update to the candidate workstation, the software list, can you talk a little bit or highlight as a candidate myself that's trying to pass the CCIE automation? Don't give me that look, Matt. At least I'm trying.
I'm not going to try at all.
Can you tell us a little bit of bubble up the what's changed, maybe and any additional new software that we should or libraries that we should be familiar with?
Yeah, so there's the look and feel of the candidate workstation will change. The content itself, the blueprint itself is still the same. So we're testing you on the same exact things, just the versions of it has been upgraded. One specific change that I do like to point out is that we removed Postman. Postman used to be there in the last version of the exam, but now starting February 3rd, which is when the rebrand is going to take place, we are taking out Postman and we are replacing that with Bruno to test your APIs when you're taking the exam.
Okay, that makes sense. It's very lightweight. I've already used it, so I don't have to worry about that.
So test blueprint stays the same, which is great, I think, because I mean it's been almost 3.5-ish years, almost 4 years for it, and I know it's not quite ready for a refresh. The topics themselves, I know for our community, are still not new, but kind of relatively new. And so that's the good news. Is there some training on Cisco U that you guys have out there that they should keep an eye out for that's being rebranded? Is there anything new that's part of the training? Or any resources that are sitting on the Cisco Learning Network?
Right. So before, the prerequisite to take the DevNet Expert exam was the DEVCOR professional level exam.
Right.
But now the DevNet certifications are being rebranded to automation certifications. So the prerequisite now becomes AUTOCOR.
Okay.
So the candidates right now are required to get the AUTOCOR exam in order to take the CCIE automation exam. And
Okay.
there's many ways that a candidate can prepare for this exam. I would highly recommend going on Cisco Learning Network and looking at the blueprint itself and looking at each blueprint item and try to understand what exactly this blueprint item is testing, and go to the equipment and the software list and try to map to what exactly the blueprint is trying to test to what technology. What exactly are they trying to link up together? Catch the verbs in the blueprint, in the sub blueprint items. And right now we're living in an AI driven world. I don't want to sound like a broken record and mention AI so many times, but
Do it.
Oh, you're
so-
gonna do it anyway.
but it is a really big resource to help you study for your exam. Just take the blueprint, put it in your preferred AI platform, and ask it questions or ask it to give you practice questions to test your knowledge and to see where you are. One more resource I would recommend is the learning labs that Cisco offers, or the DevNet Sandboxes. For example, if you want to practice something on NSO or something with IOXC devices or NOXS devices, NXOS devices, go on those sandboxes and practice, practice, practice. That's one thing I would recommend. And go on Cisco U. Cisco U has so many good resources. So you could just search up a technology or a topic and it'll prompt you with so many resources that you can go and watch videos. Some resources also have labs included. And you can go on CLN and join the DevNet Expert community, which is now going to be called the CCIE Automation community. Join the study groups, post any questions that you have. I would be happy to answer any questions that you have.
So I have a clarifying point and a question. The question is easy. The clarifying point is those who have the DEVCOR that are still that's still valid for 3 years and they've passed it. I know we've updated the to AUTOCOR. It's a minor update, but your DEVCOR is still valid for you to go take your CCIE. That you don't need to go retake the AUTOCOR to achieve your CCIE. So that's clarifying. The other thing that I wanted to ask you is the software list and the changes. You mentioned that it's on CLN today, Cisco Learning Network. When are you anticipating? I know as part of the package that you have that's on CLN for the previous the DevNet Expert, you have an OVA that we can set up so we can have the hands-on experience or real hands-on experience of what we expect on the exam. When do you release the updated version?
So right now we have a couple of files on CLN, which mimics the virtual environment that you would be taking when you would be sitting for an exam. So if you follow the instructions on CLN, you can download those files and follow those instructions. It's going to give you the virtual environment. It's going to mimic the same virtual environment. But we are working towards releasing an OVA file, which is the candidate workstation image, where it's basically the exact image of what you would see when you sit down for an exam. And that's eventually we're going to release that maybe a week or two. So we're working towards that.
Yeah, that sounds great. This all sounds fantastic. I think putting the moniker CCIE on this actually does the exam justice. For some people who are historians of CCIE, they've said that this is probably the most challenging exam because it is such a broad spectrum of technology that needs to occur, and it doesn't exactly sit within the classic networking infrastructure framework that we're used to. So that's fine. I love that you're calling it CCIE because I think just having the DevNet Expert moniker on it made it seem a little less than. And I think this is actually calling out the fact that it is equal to, if not more than, which I'm really excited about. And the other thing, for those of you that have been around us for a while, it actually helps DevNet out too. We still get certification questions, and I don't want to necessarily show you how the sausage is made, but this is owned by Learn with Cisco, and it's not something that DevNet we help out and provide sandboxes and all that stuff. But this is owned by them, so that helps us out as well. And then the last point I want to make sure everyone understands is there's still the associate level automation, there's still the professional level automation. So those layers are still there for those who are trying to get started in those areas.
And before you wrap it up, Matt, I know we're at time. Up until when do I get DevNet numbers versus CCIE numbers?
Yeah, that's a great question. I've gotten that question a lot. So up until February 3rd, 2026, you're eligible to get your own DevNet number, the unique DevNet Expert number. But past February 3rd, you will, if you pass the CCIE automation, that's just going to be associated. If you have a previous CCIE number, this new cert is just going to be associated with your previous CCIE number. But if this is your first CCIE exam and you pass it, you're going to get a new CCIE number and not the DevNet Expert number.
So by the time this episode airs, you are gonna get a CCIE number.
Yes.
It's no more DevNet
CCIE.
number.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. And one thing I wanted to clarify was, I read a lot of posts, and I see a lot of people think that this exam is very Cisco product specific. But I do like to mention that we do test a lot of different other technologies as well. But if it is a Cisco product specific question that you encounter on an exam, it's not, we are trying to test the automation skills that are associated with the technology, but not the technology itself.
Yeah, I think that's an excellent point. And, Kareem and I worked on the original versions of these exams, and that was a fine line to walk. But it definitely was our driver, was to make sure we're testing the automation and programmability skills as they could be applied to any vendor or platform. We just happen to have access to the Cisco equipment, right? And so that's what we've focused on. Akhila, it is great having you back. Hopefully it won't be another few years before we have you on again. As I'm sure things will start to evolve with the CCIE automation and the other automation exams and certifications. So it might be worth having you on, again soon. Snackers, go check out the new rebranding of the automation exams from DevNet, and good luck if you're planning on taking those exams, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks, Akhila. Thank you, Snackers.